Life above money. So this topic actually my girlfriend brought up on how life in itself is something that we don't treasure a lot. We don't treasure it enough, and we don't appreciate it as for what it is. And I was thinking on that. I was like, you're not wrong at all, because in my experience and the people that I've worked with, a big topic was just money and how people in life, entrepreneurs, creators that want money or chasing to make money, um, money in itself is like their top priority. Making money, like 10K a month, like 1K a month, like. And I used to be in those boats where it was like all I focused on was just making money. All I focused on was just the principle of like being an entrepreneur, chasing like that the entrepreneurial madness that really kills you mentally. And I think on that now, and I'm like, damn, like they really were right. Like that's really how it went, and like it really kills you mentally. And I think on that quite a bit now, because it's been one of my heavier topics that I've talked on. And putting money above life results into limiting your relationships around you, the people around you, your circle, um, and more or less it makes you more of like a self-centered person when it comes to what you are looking for and what you're like thriving for. Um, and I think on that, when we put money above life, we're not really living life. But when we put life above money, that changes the game. That changes the whole environment that we are given when it comes to like building the relationships around us, building our ecosystems, building like who we are as an individual really results in how we put life in itself and how we prioritize that and how we build experiences with those. So I keep my agendas, my topics on sticky notes. I love sticky notes. I've had people gift me sticky notes. I have so many of them in my little package back here, but I appreciate them. This was, I think, a Zur, one of my members that sent me this. Thank you. So, but anyway, our topic is life above money. With that, experiences, building those experiences. One of this topic was on building your experiences as a person, building as how you go with putting life above money. And this is kind of a touchy part of it because when it comes to you building experiences, when it comes to that, it's going to take money, obviously. Like if you're going to go travel, obviously you need to pay for transportation, flights, or bus or vehicle, gas, whatever it is. Um, and more or less with that, when you look deeper in that, it doesn't really cost that much. And we're not going into details, not going into the details of like if you're going to go to a flight to Japan or taking a trip to like Chicago or, when you think on that, it's not like that. It's not really in that aspect. And I'll expand on that. So with building experiences, with putting life above money, is understanding that like, and this kind of goes across the board, which I'll explain. With money and putting life above money, building experiences with that, you have to understand like the playing field of like your finances and understanding it. I'm no personal like financer, whatever that job is. Like I'm not that at all. So do at your own will. I mean, sure, this is my disclosure, but I am no financial advisor. That's what it is. But the way that you spend your money is really what's going to result in how you live your life and putting life above money. Money, life. If you have money above life, then you're essentially creating a loop. You're creating yourself into a loop. And I'll provide an understanding with that. So, sorry, my throat, I just ate lunch. So, um, but when you're putting experiences at first, that's when you're actually living life. That's when you put life above money. And with those experiences is really what builds you as a person and what's really going to change you as a person if you're looking for change. Like for an example, I used to be someone that, and I still am, escaping it, the entrepreneurial madness, that would constantly chase money. And as I explained it earlier, like the 10K a month and like always chasing, like it's good to have financial goals. It's always good to have financial goals. Like don't ever eliminate that from your goals, but understand that like if that's all you chase, if that's all you want in life, excuse me, and if that's all you want in life and that's all you chase, then you're not really gonna get anywhere. other than just the same loop with yourself that's like, fuck, I'm getting stuck again. Like, fuck, I'm, I'm not moving. I'm not getting to my goal. And maybe if you're working your rear off and you are doing the right things, reading like the right books to give you the right guidance, or like learning from the right mentor when it comes to a certain business model or just a mentor in general, and it's just not clicking. When you put money above life, that's when you only put your finances like at the top of the bar, and you put like your mental, your spiritual, and your physical well-being at the bottom of the barrel. And I used to do this and it killed me mentally. I'm recovered from it. I don't know if that kind of ties with being a perfectionist, but I got a good feeling it does. Trying to perfect yourself when it comes to doing certain things. But again, do what you will with that knowledge and the way that you want to go with this. But with that being said, um, you want to be reasonable. Be reasonable with how you're putting life above money. Understand that, like, life is to live it. Like, if you're not living life, then you're kind of already dead. If that makes sense. There's a saying. There's a saying about that. Like, um, if you're not living, you're dead. But the moment you begin to live is when you actually are alive. That's, I probably butchered it, but anyway. Um, with being reasonable is how you treat yourself, and this is like when you're like going out for the night or treating yourself to something special, or how would I put this? Yeah, more or less just treating yourself, going out for a night, or going out to eat, or like buying a new video game, or you could even go about like just a subscription to like Netflix or something, anything to treating yourself. And I look in that and I've been looking at the wrong thing. You're right there. But it's how you treat yourself. More or less, when you're going out and you're treating yourself, you're spending money on yourself. Understand that in your finances, again, I'm not a financial advisor, just my own 2 cents. Take it as you will. Um, when you're treating yourself, you gotta know, like, you gotta be reasonable with it, because if you're not being reasonable with it, then like, where are you going with it? Like, think of it as in your own position, like where you're at in life right now. Like, do you have a bunch of subscriptions that are making you like broke in the bank? It may make you happy, but at the same time, like, is it going to be able to like provide you those experiences? Like, maybe you want to cut off on like the Netflix and like the Hulu and only have like Max, HBO Max. I don't know my subscriptions. I really don't. um, and understand, like, what are you like thriving to experience? What are you wanting to experience in life that doesn't like make money a big like gap, a roadblock in the way of you doing things? I like to think on that a lot with myself. Like, I personally, I don't indulge in a lot of things, and like, I do this thing. It's probably not best, but where I will, with treating myself, I will only do it like maybe once, if not twice a month. Like, I recently just, I play on my PS5. You can't see it. Maybe I can show you. Um, room tour. Uh, as you can see there, PlayStation, all that jazz. I love the game, but again, you gotta know when to. You gotta know um, when to actually treat yourself, and know that when you're doing certain things, is it going to benefit you, or are you actually like at a point where like you need to escape, like needed like an escape with like reality, and just to kind of free yourself, be yourself, and like feel free and blossom in that way. Because there are times when you're like depressed, like your body and your mind needs that to flow and actually express itself and to feel free. But no, there, you got to be reasonable with it, because then you're not going to be able to have the money to build those experiences to actually live life as itself. So next part, sticky note. Um, live while you're young and fit, all while understanding to treat yourself, love yourself, show yourself that love to who you are as an individual. So some people, I've talked with people young and old. I actually have a great friend that's been a great supporter, Greg. Much love to you, man. I appreciate you so much. He's been a day one. And more or less, he's been there for the entire thing. Thank you, Greg. Water break, hydrate. Okay. So live while you're young and fit. I don't mean this by age. I mean this by how you live inside your mind. I keep looking over here. You're right over here. Um, Live while you're young here. And if you're old and groggy, like, I know people that are my age, if not younger, and they're like, oh my God, I'm getting so old. And like already have that old mentality. We're so young. We're so capable of so many things, whether if we're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Shit, I heard a story the other day of and like a 69, 62-year old woman, like swimming across like an ocean or something. I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but it's a true story. Um, I was told about this, and like they made a movie off of it. It was a woman crossing the English Channel. She was like the first woman ever. Watch that movie. Beautiful. And knowing that there was also like 60-year-old, but anyway, understanding that like it doesn't matter your age. It matters in here how you are mentally, how you tell yourself, talk to yourself, how you like transfer things like from your subconscious mind to your present self. I like to think of that quite a bit with how you treat yourself here is really going to resolve in your environments and like in its on itself. Um, and it's how you treat yourself. Like for an example, room tour again. So as you can see here, that light thing, that's like treating myself. That is a essential oil diffuser. I love it. It makes my room smell so good. It's a sense of treating myself and self love. It's a small thing. You may not get it. You might think like self love, not self love. Treating yourself is like going to get a candy. I mean, treating like treating yourself is different to everyone. So everyone has their own different definitions. But um, when you be reasonable in how you treat yourself to have that money to be able to buy like those nice things, like let's say you like quit the subscriptions to Netflix and Hulu, and you start like get a subscription to like the gym or something, like Planet Fitness or whatever, and you attend that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, and you begin to feel more self-love with your physical self and even develop yourself more mentally, pushing yourself, being able to actually be in that position of like actually loving yourself and putting yourself first. I like to think on that quite a bit when it comes to that. Honestly do. I honestly do. So be reasonable in how you're treating yourself and understand that certain ways that you're treating yourself is not always the best way, but more so, I mean, one to teach its own, of course, but that's just my take, of course. It's like you got to be reasonable. You got to understand where you're at and how you're treating yourself with life. Because when you put money above life and always being so tight with your money, you're not being able to live. Like, there's no point in living if it's just going to be like that, man. But when it comes to your actual well being up here, and having life above money, um, you're set. Honestly, that's going to help you heal, love yourself, and actually blossom as an individual, as who you are when it comes to doing that. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't even express that in their own because they're so in their ways. And I am too. I am too. I'm one of those individuals. But, again, one to teach its own. But understand that when you're putting yourself first, be reasonable in the way that you're treating yourself because sometimes you can self sabotage yourself the ways that you're treating yourself. Understand that. Um, but I mean, there's so many ways. I'm an individual. My way of treating myself that's like too extensive is buying books. And sometimes I don't even read the damn books. Like, I recently just bought this book. Um, and this is another thing. I grabbed both of them. Here's another thing. When it comes to like treating yourself, I'm about to explain it and do it in your own way, displaying it to your own self when you hear this. The way that you treat yourself, you have to understand, you have to fully commit to it. And I'm at fault with that. I'm a person that is totally at fault with that. Um, so I am an entrepreneur, content creator, all that jazz mixed into one. Self improvement, self development, and that self discovery journey. I'm all about that. I'm here to help people with that. Um, I'm a person at fault when I treat myself. I buy books, and as an entrepreneur and as like a self development, self discovery person that like blossoms in both of these, it's hard to separate them. It really is. Like the entrepreneurial madness is such a mixture in it, but that's a different conversation. So first book is The Entrepreneurial is $1 Million Weekend. This is how to build a 7-figure business book. I just bought this, so I can't have too much like leisure on this, but um, in itself, I recently bought this book to treat myself, to bring more knowledge, and I love chasing knowledge. Like that's like my eager thing. But I have so many books that it's like wild to me. And I recently bought this self improvement, The Men We Need. This is like a religious based like self improvement for men. And honestly, super eager to read this. But with putting life above money, you understand that like you're looking for an experience, you're looking for what's going to put you first, put you forward in the way of like scaling you, putting you first. That self development factors with reading. That's for me. Some people do like a self discovery, like they'll get a journal that's based on finding who they truly are within. When you learn to put life above money, you learn to put your money where it's going to put you first. You're going to learn how to put your money toward what's going to make you actually like scaling within. It's going to make you actually build that self-love, that self-development, that self like characteristics about you that make you understand you. Like after like I'll say this for myself, like during high school, I like didn't develop at all. Like I was like go with the flow, and like I did that till I graduated, and then I started developing myself. And we all do this in different ways. Like I know people that are older than me that are just finding out who they are. I know people that are younger than me and know like what they're gonna do with their life, where they're going in life, and who they are as a person. They know what they need in life. Like they don't take that disrespect from anyone. So it's all up here. It's how you tell yourself, how you communicate with yourself mentally, that's going to get you further in life. You gotta just accept it. You gotta understand it, and that's where you're going. That's what you're thriving for. That's really what's going to scale you. That's what's really going to make you a successor. Is understanding that life is so much beautiful. There's so much beauty to it. It's so majestic, and once you put that first, life in itself, instead of putting that madness, that like selfish factors, the ego, like controlling you, constraining you, with the money above life, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna be lost until you are found, or if someone's willing to help you. Um, but that's it. Put life above money, because then and only then you'll understand that putting you first and working towards you, putting that money toward life experiences, building experiences, working on you, building you is where it's gonna scale you. Whether if it's like in your business, whether it's like just being able to live life and be happy, express and feel that emotion, um, is really what's gonna make it tenfold. So, peace out, guys. Also, check out my description. Go to my link in bio. Join the community. It's free. The Successor's Journey. It's free. I want y'all to chill, hang out. It's much love. It's very, very beautiful community. I want everything free until I come out with my either my journal or my ebook. It's probably gonna be ebook first and then journal. Who knows? Anyway, peace out.